I absolutely despise running. I have never ran more than 100 meters in my entire 21 years of living. However, right now I've ran over 500 kilometers. That is like 300 miles for you Americanese people. I've honestly ran more than a lot of people driven. That might be an exaggeration. Let's put it in perspective. 500 kilometers at an average moderate pace is 50 hours of running. Meow, meow. Do you know what I could be doing with 50 hours of my life? I could be in that bed, stroking it, reading some manhwa, Silent Wars, Secret Class. You know, putting good use of my time. Yet I was destroying my body, gasping for air for 50 hours. Mind you, I've never ran in my life, ever. This is running without any experience. And this 500 kilometers has been accumulated over a measly 6 months, not even close to a year. You're probably wondering, do I have Stockholm Syndrome? Am I mentally deficient? What is wrong with me? Who in the world wants to run 500 kilometers? Before we get into the yap session, let's start off where we began. All the way back in May, I came back from going on a Japan trip. An 8-day Japan trip that I slept an average of 3 hours every single day. Why? Because I was wasting away at the club, drinking alcohol every day with my friends.
Haram!
Not only would we drink alcohol every single night, we would sleep at 4 AM and wake up at 8 AM to make sure we didn't miss out on anything. I was eating 3,000-4,000 calories every single day.
Fat ass.
Based on what I just told you, you could assume that my health was at an all-time low. And when I came back from Japan, I realized my cardio, my energy, my health was doomed. I would just be living my day to day, going up the stairs. And then I would feel a little crunch in my stomach, my heart. And I start heavily breathing. It was not looking good for me. Mind you, I've already conquered the Stairmaster. I burnt 1,100 calories on the Stairmaster in one go. Voila. When I couldn't even live my day to day normally as a functioning human being, I realized something needed to change. But honestly, who the hell enjoys doing cardio at the gym? That's the definition of dystopian. That is lifeless. It's boring. I was not gonna spend my life on the Stairmaster or the treadmill again. So, I needed to find a new form of cardio. One that isn't making me question my existence. So, one day I met up with my friend and I asked him, why do you look so happy? It's 9 in the morning. He replied,
I just went for my 10K.
I looked at him and I said, 10 band? Hell yeah. You know, we got motion like that. I'm a supportive friend. He glared back at me with a huge smile. That smile that's like, like he's ready to drop a secret. He said, and I quote, nah bro, I just ran 10 kilometers. My jaw literally dropped to the floor when I heard 10 kilometers. Ain't shit to goddamn smile about, boy. At 9 AM in the morning. You see, when I wake up at 9, I question, why am I alive right now? What is life? So, you know, I got to thinking, I'm like, maybe my friend loves to get abused. Maybe I do too.
I woke up Chris
The thought of running 1 kilometer already sounds impossible to me. 10? 10? What are you doing for 10 kilometers? Go drive, take an Uber. So, the next day, I gave running a go for the first time ever. This is basically my first time ever running in my life. And let's just say my zero experience of running in my entire 21 years on this earth really showed. Because I ran for 300 meters and I completely gassed out. But before I explain my running journey to you guys, how I went from 0 to 500 kilometers in 6 months, you guys need to know my origin story. Yes, I am a superhero. All my life, I did absolutely no sports. Didn't run, didn't play football, I didn't play basketball, cricket, not even dodgeball. Golf, nothing. I did nothing. I had zero competitive spirit in me when it came to sports because I always believed I lacked talent, I lacked the ability. I just thought it was impossible for me. And honestly, I was fine with that. I never even tried in my life. You know, whenever a PE class came up, I believe for you Americans, still PE, sports day, you know, where you do sports and shit, I would never participate because I always thought I would embarrass myself. So I would often avoid classes or make up an excuse like, I have a twisted ankle, I got the flu, my girlfriend cheated on me. I had no girlfriend, no girls liked me back then. I got Ebola. I've said everything to avoid class. Even when I did participate in sport activities, I would just act like I didn't care. So I never tried, you know. If I were to fail, it'd just be like, oh, he didn't even try. That's how insecure and embarrassed I was of my own ability. If you're my fans, you're probably thinking, oh, my glorious king, how could my handsome king, so beautiful, luscious hair, big lips, be a geek? No, I'm not a geek, I just didn't like sports. The reason for my lack of self-belief all stemmed from one experience I had in my childhood. It was during an athletics carnival, which is basically every kid just plays, you know, competes, like the Olympics for kids. I don't think I need to explain that actually. Yeah. So I pulled up to athletics day with sports gear head to toe. I'm talking running shades, I'm talking running socks, running shirt, everything. I just look like I do sports. And then I competed in a 400 meter race. Yes, I skipped 100 and 200. And I gassed out halfway. I couldn't even run the whole thing. My hands was literally on my knees, gasping for air, looking up, saying, Jesus, give me your strength. I need it. I saw colors I've never seen before. And after the race finished, my friend pointed at me and said in front of everyone, in front of the hoes, the teachers, the friendzos, all the O's, he said, you came with all this sports gear just to fail halfway. Everybody laughed at me. It was like one of those movie bullying scenes where they had their finger out. It was very humiliating. And as a man with high pride and high ego, that crushed me. Even the teachers was laughing in my face. The teachers! They're supposed to be my friends, supposed to be supportive, but they was fucking laughing at me. But worst of all, my crush was laughing at me. It was not a good moment in my childhood, I tell you that. But of course, your nonchalant king had to save face. So I just, you know, I didn't crash out. I was just like, yeah, you know, this key moment in my law absolutely defined the next 10 years of my life. It fostered a strong lack of self-belief that literally bled into other aspects of my life. It wasn't just sports. My mentality, my spirit crushed. Up until now. Back to present day. My mentality from high school compared to now is completely different. I never knew I had that dog in me. Ego inside of me didn't manifest up until recently. Even though I could barely run 300 meters, I had no doubt in my mind I could be good. I could be great. I could do much better. Anyways, because running is the one sport anybody can do. Unlike most other sports, running isn't largely determined by genetics, by talent, skill. Long distance running is the one sport where if you got that dog in you, you will succeed. Of course, genetics and talent definitely do exist. Obviously, I will never beat the #1 Jew, Kipchoge. He's Kenyan. There are levels to this, of course. But one determining factor is that if you a dog, you a dog. But no matter how great you are, how gifted you are at running, when you're 10 kilometers, 20, 50 kilometers deep, you're not thinking about how talented you are. You're not thinking about how strong your legs are or how fast you are. The only thought that goes in on your mind during long distance running when you reach a certain point is, are you a bitch or are you not? Because unless your legs completely snap, there is zero reason to stop. You're not done. Job isn't finished. I ran for 7 minutes, 39 seconds this time, 1.36 kilometers. That's about double the last time I ran for the first time, which was 300 meters. I tell you what, my body was not happy. I probably ran like an idiot. You know, I thought to myself during the run, I have to be a subhuman. Like, how are people dying this much at such a short time. And you know what they say, comparison is a thief of joy. And I don't really like joy. So of course I did some research online to see the average performance of a runner. I scoured the internet trying to find out how long it would take to run 10 kilometers with zero running experience. People are saying 3 months, 6 months. Some even spend a whole year. Not me, I said. I said I'll do it in a month. So I downloaded an app called Strava. Not sponsored, by the way. If you run, you know what this app is. It is basically Facebook, but for runners. Because did you really go for a run? If it wasn't recorded on Strava. You know, if you didn't get kudos from your friends, did you even go for a run? That 7-minute run genuinely felt like one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. My chest never felt so heavy. My legs never felt so much like jelly. Oh shit, Boris. I grabbed the remote, turn on the telly. My oxygen felt like I was in space. The goal of hitting 10 kilometers in just 1 month was not looking very realistic. But then I remembered. I'm a superhero, I'm different, right? I'm the GOAT, right? I ain't even gonna lie, my body was completely wrecked. I took my sweet ass to bed and I rotted all day. But best believe I didn't just spend my time reading manhwa, silent war secret class. I got to work, I researched. I wanted to run as efficient and optimally as possible. No way I was gonna keep raw dogging my runs. Literally put shoes on and just leave the house. It was time we locking in. I mean, I love to raw dog, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you gotta be smart. And these are the 3 things I learned to run efficiently. First one, breathing. Inhale and exhale through your nose only. It will give you more oxygen, reduce energy wastage, and allow you to run longer and faster. Feet positioning. Non-experienced runners tend to land on the ground with their heel. This causes more impact on your legs because it serves as a braking effect. Meaning you can't go as fast and not as smooth because every step you take, you're literally taking a little pause and it can fry your calf muscles. So the solution is to either land on your midfoot or your forefoot to be faster, to be healthier, to be not as disabled. I personally recommend running on the midfoot because when you land on your forefoot, what happens sometimes is you get shin splits. Midfoot is a good balance. And one more thing, arm swinging. This might not seem like much, but it is a very good improvement if you get this right. Stop swinging your arms when you run. No one's gonna run like this. You ain't the Flash, my boy. If we use more than 2 brain cells, we can conclude that the less you move your arms, the tighter it is to your body when you run. You use less energy. What happens when you have less energy? You get more oxygen, you run faster, you run longer. And that's it. These are the 3 main tips you need. Of course, there is way more tips and nuanced details, but come on, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just saying these are the 3 that helped me significantly.
Last time, we ran like 7 minutes. We're gonna double that shit again. This time, 14 minutes. Well, maths and shit. This was a stock market, this would be incredible. But that's 200% improvement. Mindset. My last 2 runs, I may have completely died. Actually, I definitely died. I was on the floor gasping for air. I'm gonna show you who the chosen runner is. Harry Potter is dead!
I lasted 15 minutes, 2.62 kilometers. Hey, I still doubled that shit, baby. If this was the stock market, 200% return. This is good, we're getting somewhere. I put the 3 things I learned into practice, and it genuinely had a gigantic difference on my legs and on my oxygen. You see, the next day I woke up, I was completely fine. I didn't wake up with 500 kilogram legs. I didn't wake up like, I didn't wake up disabled. I woke up great. I was ready to run again, even though I hated running, and I still did at that time. Because the idea of running and the fact that I'm clinging onto dear life for a distance that can be reached in a car in just 2 minutes is quite discouraging. At this point in time, 10 kilometers still felt impossible. Because let's be realistic, you can't just double your performance every single run. Alright? With basically no rest in between. A lot of doubts shrouded my mind. I started to get stupid thoughts. I started thinking, you know what? At least I tried. Mate, it's been 3 days. I haven't even started. And I'm already thinking shit like that. Then I snapped out of it. And I just self-glazed myself real quick. I was like, wait a second. I am going. Wait a second. I'm the chosen one. I will run 10 kilometers in just 1 month with no experience. No one can do it like me. Besides, probably my 1% population. This was a big day for me. I was going to attempt a 30-minute run, 5 kilometers, which is half of 10. I honestly woke up and I didn't dread running. I was excited. Today was the real test to see if I was a fraud. Jumping from 3 minutes of running to 30 minutes in the span of 5 days sounded ludicrous, considering I have no sports background, because remember, the only physical activity I get on that bed with my hand. Just kidding, I'm not a loser, I'm just saying it to relate to you guys. I actually have a girlfriend, she's beautiful. But the negative thoughts were consuming my mind. I wondered, what if my legs give up? What if I gas out quickly? What if my feet dies on me? What if I give up? Then I realized the one thing. Unathletic? Sure. A quitter? Hell nah. I'm a grown ass man. I'm the GOAT. I'm the chosen one. Remember that. A man who constantly thinks he can versus a man who constantly thinks he can't. Obviously, the man who thinks he can will do better. However, what's better than a man who thinks he can? A man who is delusional. Because things are only impossible until it's done. Words of affirmation, a method as old as time. Or what we like to call it in contemporary society, self-glazing. Time to stop yapping and start stepping. I zoomed off, paced 5 minutes 09. 1 minute later, I felt it in my heart. My heart was about to give up on me. It tightened up. I felt as if breathing has never been this difficult in my entire life. And I thought to myself, it's not even been 1 minute and I'm about to fold like an omelette. But I keep committed. I slowed down slightly to catch my breath. Switched to the right music. All of a sudden, my heart rate controlled itself and I was finally enjoying running. I felt as if I just unlocked a new part of my brain that lets me appreciate my surroundings and nature. See, I would look into the beautiful sunset as I ran and I'd be like, wow, life is good. And before I knew it, I ran for 31 minutes, 5.5 kilometers. Only this time, I wasn't on the ground, gasping for air, questioning why the heavens am I torturing myself. I finally got to the stage where I am enjoying running. However, this feeling did not last. A day of 10 kilometers doomed upon me. My naive self was ready, yearning for the day. I was ready to run 10 kilometers. I was literally praying for it to come faster where my legs would heal, because I thought I could do it. Woke up ready, locked in. Never in my life was I so confident about achieving something before. I thought, wow, everyone said it took them months. It took them a year. And I was about to do it in a measly 9 days, with zero experience. I had some breakfast made sure to get my tiny carbs in. I finished my work for the day, 4 PM hit, and I started to smile. I thought to myself, wait a second, I'm low-key goated. I'm low-key the chosen one. I'm low-key a superhuman. I thought today, 10 kilometers was gonna be a breeze. A lot of people run in the morning. I personally do not like running in the morning. Not because I'm watching K-drama and anime in my bed at 3 AM. You see, my goal is to run 10 kilometers with 0 breaks. Absolutely no walking. Always stepping. A lot of people post their run online, but when you check view analysis, you can see that they actually took 10, 20-minute breaks. That is, you can't post that. Because they're acting like they did this whole run, you know what I'm saying, without a break. Don't believe everything you see online when people post.
Today is 10K, baby. 10 motherfucking Ks. You know how many meters that is? How many meters is that shit, Julius?
Like, y'all know how many meters is that?
10? Type shit, type 10 type shit. 10 fucking kilometers, that's like 6 something miles for you American these people. Will I be able to do it? I don't know. I've been running for like a week. I've never ran in my life. Yeah, I'm gonna try 10K today.
I set off. My legs felt great, my mind was locked in, my back wasn't stiff. I knew today was the day that I would prove that I am a phenom. The first 10 minutes, breeze. I controlled my breathing like I was a hashira. I listened to some chill music. I damn near felt perfect. I even felt a little freaky. I did an all-out sprint on a little hill. This was the worst decision I could have made. After that sprint, I slowed down to gain my breath. I felt like Light Yagami just written my name in the death note. My legs also felt stiff too. The confidence I had prior absolutely got crushed. I was quaking in my boots. The next 10 minutes of the run was the absolute worst. I was losing vision. It was hard for me to keep my eyes fully open. The sweat glands would drop into my eyes and I would be like, oh it was not good. My breathing was out of control. I didn't know whether to breathe throughout my nose or my mouth. I couldn't control it. My arms felt stiff, my back was stiff. I truly thought it was over for me. Not even halfway in and I was dying. I was not hitting no 10 kilometers, maybe 10 steps. But I was damn sure my body may give out, but my mind ain't. I kept going. In those dreadful 10 minutes, even though I was slow, everything hurt, I even forgot my music was playing. Only my thoughts were in my head. I could hear it very loud. And hearing your own thoughts for too long, not fun. Am I cooked? Am I done? Should I just stop now? Is there even a point to keep trying? I'm not even halfway in. And I'm done. I'm dead. It felt like I was running in an empty room with nothing around me. And after that excruciating 10 minutes of running, I felt something awoken. As if I was Gojo in the Honored One scene. I started to see everything around me again. Breathing was finally controlled. I lost feeling of my body completely. I felt no more stiffness, no more tightening. I was just running. And then I started to laugh hysterically. Literally had my tongue out, acting like an idiot in the middle of the street. I lost my damn mind. This moment is what I call the awakening. Running doesn't become a chore anymore. Running feels natural. You feel like you could run for hours on end. You could run forever. A lot of people call this a runner's high, which yes is that in some form, but I experienced something different. I didn't feel the peace or the euphoria a runner's high gets you. I felt like I lost my mind. I felt like a barbarian on Clash Royale with a rage spell. I wanted to destroy running. As corny as it sounds, I really wanted to just win. To conquer, that's what I felt like. My eyes widened completely, as if I locked eyes on my victim. I would smile and have my tongue out for the next 30 minutes. I was literally going insane. It didn't feel like I could run forever. It felt like I could do anything. I felt like a goddamn superhero. I kept running and running, and at minute 50, my body could not match my freak anymore. At this point, my knees were genuinely about to snap. My shins splinting. My feet felt like I was running on lava. I was so used to the pain, it was whatever.
Fucking did it, baby! Woo! We did it. 10 Ks, 6:11 pace, 1 hour non-stop. I didn't stop at all. Holy shit. Fuck you, I did it. 1 week, baby. 10 Ks. The internet said it was impossible. The internet said 3 months. 1 week. If I can do it, you probably can't, to be honest, but you can try. Shit.
I committed and I did the 10 kilometers with 6:11 pace. 128 meters of elevation gain. You see that hill earlier in the video? That destroyed my ass. Everyone said that it wasn't possible in 1 month. Told me I couldn't do it and shouldn't do it. I've done it. And I believe you can too. Unrealistic goals are only unrealistic to average people. To people who think they can't. But if you think you can, what's stopping you? If my unathletic ass who's never done anything fitness related in my life could do it in just 1 week, why can't you? We're no different, you and I. I just think I can, and you think you can't. I'll believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. We're not talking about just running right now. 3 weeks passed by, and I honestly stopped trying to get faster because my body died. So I just, I leisurely ran. I ran slow, I ran with my friends. I've gotten to a point now where I just enjoy running for what it is. Stockholm Syndrome. It beat me so good that I'm in love with it. I made all my friends come run with me, even though they also don't run, trying to share the joy I get from running. Unfortunately, they didn't see it the same way I saw running. And then on a peaceful day where I was having just a great time with my life, thinking that I'm gifted in running, I got a text from my friend Ryan. It said he ran a half marathon at a 5:30 pace. Excuse me? I dropped to my knees. I was like, how could this be? This guy's even more unathletic than me. And he couldn't even run more than 10 kilometers 2 weeks ago at 7 pace. Yet he's telling me he did 21 kilometers at 5:30 pace. You mad? It was on his Strava. It was proof. This absolutely crushed my spirit. All my achievements felt like, wow, maybe anyone can actually do this. Maybe I'm not special. And I'm not okay with feeling like that. I felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. That my achievement wasn't an achievement, it was just whatever. So of course, my ego didn't let me relax and heal properly. The day after, I woke up and I said, I am beating you, Ryan. I'm gonna run a half marathon. Even though my legs were cooked, cramps, pulled hamstring, you name it, I was done. It was bad for my body. No food either. Now you're probably wondering, am I gonna run a half marathon with only 3 weeks of running experience in my entire life? Even Fred Lou didn't believe in me. Shout out Fred, that's my boy. Woke up, my body was in shambles. I didn't want to run. And I got my ass up anyway, and I started running. This time I ran a bit more smart. I brought myself a water bottle and I brought myself snacks instead of raw dogging every run like I have been. And I run in a loop. So I just put the food down and the water down, pumped the gas, went off at a sub 4 pace. Speedy Gonzalez. I was going really fast. For me at least. 8 kilometers in, I went for my water bottle and snack and well, someone chucked it. Meaning I had to raw dog the entire run with no water and no food. I was doing a faster run. I literally just woke up and I went for a run. Literally straight willpower. Honestly, at this point, my mentality took a dive. I accepted defeat. I knew that I wasn't gonna beat Ryan's pace because I was in shambles. But I wasn't going to give up, no matter what. Even though, trust me, I really wanted to. I ran and ran, my ankles hurt, my calves hurt, everything hurt. Hamstrings cramped up multiple times. I literally had to stop on the floor because I couldn't move my leg. That's how bad the cramps were. I was literally lying in the middle of a road at night time, looking up in the sky, holding my hamstring for dear life because it cramped so bad and it hurt. When I reached halfway, I genuinely wanted to give up. I was like, holy shit, I have another hour or 2 of this. I have to keep running. I literally just did 12Ks. I have to do another 11. Mind you, I couldn't even get the runner's high or the chosen one mentality because you only get that when you run so fast and so long that your dopamine builds up and adrenaline kicks in. My body was so wrecked that I was forced to go slow, meaning I couldn't even achieve the runner's high. I'll just be in a constant state of holy shit, when is this gonna end? Because I'm literally going at 7 pace for half of the run. When you're at 7 pace, you know how slow it feels. It just feels like a waste of time. And I'm sorry to tell you guys, but I completed the half marathon. However, I could not beat Ryan's 5:30 pace. Thankfully, 3 months later, we all found out, my friends and I, that Ryan actually rode a bike for half the half marathon. So he didn't even do it. So I am the chosen one. I prayed for times like this. Honestly, we should have known first because his app said like 8,000 steps for 21 kilometers and everyone knows you are not doing 8,000 steps in 21 kilometers, my boy. Now it's December and I've ran 524 kilometers. The point of this video isn't to tell you to copy me and copy how forced I tried to get better at running because clearly it wrecked my body. It did. So after the 21 kilometer half marathon, I couldn't run for 3 weeks at least. The point is, anything is possible. Someone like me, unathletic, never does sports, yet running 21 kilometers with an okay pace in one go. Because trust me, attempting a half marathon, 21 kilometers, in just 3 weeks of running. Mind you, my health was at an all-time low. That didn't help either. Not a good idea to copy that. The point of this video is to tell you guys anything is possible. You just need to think you can. You gotta stop thinking you can't. Because this self-belief that I lacked in myself for most of my life, it was bleeding into other aspects of my life. When I had exams for school, I would just think, oh, you know, I'm not that smart anyway. It's just, I'm just whatever, you know. I accepted complacency. I was fine with not doing good. And why should we be fine with that? We should be disappointed when we don't do good. Because how else are you gonna get better? Yes, I am the chosen one. But that doesn't mean you aren't also the chosen one. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this running video. I've been yapping literally for an hour. If you guys want more running videos, put it down in the comments. This has been a very long video in progress. Thank you so much for watching.
Run.